Man, oh man, bro, Last of Us 2. I cannot wait for this game. There's so much to be excited for. There's so much to talk about. There's no way I can only make one video of this. But let's just talk about what Naughty Dog has shown us in these gameplay demos and trailers, and what might actually be in the game, right? So when we saw Joel, right, in that trailer, everybody's seen it, the State of Play trailer, when he has his hand over Ellie's mouth and he's like, "Oh, you think you're gonna do this on your own?" or whatever he said. You could probably go back and correct me if I was wrong. Whatever he said though, but maybe in some way, I mean, he might not actually be existent. He might have died before the years of before the years of Last of Us 2. If we look at what he did in Last of Us 1, if you haven't played that game, you might as well not be watching this video because you don't know what I'm talking about. But let's talk about the way he lied to Ellie, right? Obviously, he was supposed to take her to the hospital. She was on the bed. She was gonna get she was gonna obviously die for the human cause, like vaccine. She was the cure. So he lied. He killed everybody, massacred everybody in the hospital. So I mean, hey, we all know that if you've played the first game. So there could be repercussions for what he did. I mean, there's no way you can kill all those fireflies and then, or pretty much finish them off. Not kill them all, but he finished them off pretty much, and then not have any consequences or some type of repercussions for what he did. Who knows? She obviously has some type of revenge that she wants to exact onto these new enemies, and it has to be because one of her love interests got killed. Like how they teased us in the trailer when the two guys were holding down Ellie, and then she was like, "Please stop," and then they just shot. It was like a shotgun bullet. We don't know like who got killed, but they always wanted us to feel a way where somebody has to die in the game, which is obvious. It's like inevitable. It's Last of Us. Someone had to die. But only time will tell. When we play the game, we'll obviously find out who it actually was. But it could be Joel, could be anybody, Tommy, Dina. When I mean anybody, it could really mean anybody. It could just be some random dude from the group that nobody knows about in the game. It could just be some guy that's Ellie's friend, but we don't know him because it's like obviously 5 years ahead. But it could be really anybody who dies in that scene. There's just simply no way of telling, especially when they told us that demo that we were shown. It's just a small portion, just a small, minute frame of the game, which means all those cutscenes, they can all be like manipulated by the time the game comes out. Because mind you, it comes out in February? So anything could be changed from now till then. So we really don't know like who actually would die or who got hurt. We just don't know like the actual context of what's going on because, like I said, it's just a trailer, just a demo. We'll never know until we actually get our hands on the game. And I mean, until then, we can really only speculate, predict, whatever you want to call it. I have a really strong feeling that in some way, it seems like as if Ellie has been disturbed, but like she has some type of bloodlust. It may sound far-fetched, but you have to hear me out. Like, when you look at the way Ellie murders and massacres these people in these trailers and demos, I'm sure like at one point you would have to understand that when we played the first game with Joel, sure, he was brutal as well, but we're looking at someone who's way less masculine, obviously a female, and she's beheading people, cutting jugulars. I mean, it's almost like insane to think about it, but it's almost certain that she's a monster in this game. Is exactly why when you think about why she's doing all these things and she wants to kill like all these people, it's pretty obvious that something happened that triggered her mind process obviously to want to destroy all these people and obviously massacre, murder all these people who did wrong. Somebody must have got killed in her life. It had to be somebody very close. It can't be just some random stranger. It has to be, like I said, a love interest or somebody that she really cares about. That's why I believe like somebody in some point of the game, maybe somebody in the group turned on her, or there's a rat in the group and maybe they captured Joel or Tommy or Dina and Ellie. I mean, we don't know what could happen, but it has to be something bad enough that made her want to go out, gear up and get herself in gear and just be on her own and just kill everybody. It's crazy, but it's just something had to happen that we don't know about yet. Alright, that's it for this one. There will be definitely more of these, but I just want to make sure I save some more for later down the line, maybe like a month or two before the game actually comes out. I don't don't want to rush anything into like one video, but make sure you guys hit that like, share, and sub. It'll help. This is pretty much my first video doing any type of commentary. So in the comments, you can let me know how I did. I mean, what do you want to see next? It's up to you. Just be sure to show some support, and peace.